Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Welcome to today's session. And the session is about FM Revision Bootcamp. I am Hussain Qazi, your facilitator for that particular sessions. So, before starting in depth about what is inside the bootcamp revision, first of all, we have to discuss what is the right direction towards the revision of the FM. What should be the right direction? And for the right direction, we have to make a quick overview about what is inside the syllabus of the FM, what's the paper structure, and what the practice material available, and so on. So let's start. Number one, it's a quick brief about my part. That's I'm Hussain Qazi, having a 14 years of experience of the teaching, specifically the ACCA, associated with Platinum Status College in Pakistan, and also the founding member of Online Lecturer Academy with the Kashif Kamran. And Alhamdulillah, my student, not in the Pakistan, outside of Pakistan, have got the nationwide and the global position. Alhamdulillah, by profession, I'm an accountant. So I'm serving as a director in HRS Network, a professional accountancy firm. You can coordinate me during the office hours on this WhatsApp 00923218271784. Okay, so about the subject, the very first important thing, you people know that today is 24th of Feb, and including today, it's almost 1 week remaining for the Feb, and 10 days more for the month of March. So you people have approx 2 weeks or 2.25 weeks, or I can say that that's 15 to 17 days, because the exam date will be 11th of March 2022. So you people have almost 2 weeks for the coverage of revision. Now it's time for the revision. 2 weeks you have to spend for the revision. So the purpose of that bootcamp is specifically what should be the right direction towards the success of the successful revision. And before that discussion about the successful revision criteria or the direction, you must have to bear in your mind that the success rate of an FM, it's about 45%. So number one, you have to prepare your mind that we must develop our revision strategy to become under this 45%. Inshallah ta'ala, may Allah willing, you will be part of that 45%. And number two, the course is 100% compulsory, or the exam is 100% compulsory, which means that no chance if you don't know anything in the exam. That means you have only one option, just to lose the marks. So it's better. Yes, it's better to cover all syllabus area during these revision days. So that is the point. No? So it's not about anything to cherry picking, rather than to cover all the things. Number two, practice revision is based on practice with the right direction. Right direction means you have to practice the thing. You have to practice the material in a way to meet examiner expectation. Whenever you do any project in your life, including this FM revision is also project. Two things important. You're hardworking. Number two, with the right direction. Hardworking without knowing the right direction, it's not equal to success. So you can ask me, sir, what should be the right direction? Number one, right direction is that you must have to aware that what syllabus area, number one, what syllabus area examine in what section of the paper. Number one thing. So you have to focus your revision with that particular angle. Number one. So identify the syllabus areas according to the sections. You people know very well there are 3 sections in the exam, section A, B, C. Number one. So allocate your syllabus according to the examination structure. The first thing. Number two, don't get rid with the theoretical aspect. Assume that with the whenever you sit in the examination hall, almost 70% of your exam equals to theory, either section A, B, or C. Assuming 70% of your exam belongs to theory. I'm exaggerating the figure. What if you have to prepare with that 70%? What if the theoretical part 55%? So you are in safe zone. 60% of theory, safe zone. So always prepare with the worst situation. Yes, it's difficult to handle the theoretical aspect, but difficult doesn't mean that you just develop a mindset, it's difficult, rather than to practice the thing. Practice the theoretical aspect. That's important. We will discuss here with the case how to handle the theoretical aspect with that particular revision platform. That's important. Number three, either theory, either tricky calculations. Either theory, either the calculations. You have to simulate your exam. Simulate your exam means not only the practice, but practice in a way that assuming you are sitting in the examination hall. Assuming you are sitting in the examination hall. So whatever the ACCA publish the past papers with the CV format, or the ACCA publish the mock exam, you have to attempt the mock and assess your situation day by day, irrespectively what part of syllabus you have covered till now. Means you have to practice the things with the right direction, including theory and exam simulation, to meet the examiner expectations. That is the way. So one last thing, majority of the students think that first we have to cover 100% syllabus, then we will attempt the mock. No way. This is the wrong direction. If you complete your 65-70% syllabus, go for the mock exam, because before the exam, trial and error working is very much important. Trial and error means if you attempt the mock, something you know, something you don't know, no matter it is, you have to attempt it with your own aspect, with your own knowledge, and identify the things what is going wrong. So next 15 days, simultaneously coverage of the syllabus and the revision of the questions with the exam simulation with the mock practice, that should be parallel. So practicing the thing with the ACCA published exam and the mocks plus coverage of the syllabus, that should be simultaneous with these 2 weeks. That's a key point. Now, come on. You people know that there are 6 syllabus areas. One by one, we are discussing here how to allocate these areas with the syllabus. Number one, the section is about financial management function and environment. The financial management function and environment, that is the section A. And very important thing, the very important thing that you must have to know that this area of syllabus is almost about the theory. This area of the syllabus is almost about the theory. If this is almost about the theory, so number one, just make a go through from the book or from the notes. Just go through from the book or from the notes. So majority of you students are very much concerned. What is financial management function? What's the environment? No, do it now. This area of syllabus, it's not more than the general knowledge. For example, you people must have to aware about the money markets. What are the instruments traded in the money market? You people must have to know about the fiscal policy, monetary policy. You people must have to know about the market perfection, market imperfection. These are the general knowledge. Quickly read these chapters or from the notes quickly, as quick as possible. And these area of these part of the areas examined with the section A. So right direction is that spare 5 to 6 hours, quickly read with the Kaplan or BBB. I will highlight the Kaplan text at the end of the session, number 1, or from your notes. And you must have aware that this is what examiner examined with the section A. Secure 5 to 6 marks from this area of the syllabus. Number 1. Number 2, investment appraisal. I know that majority of the students having very much interest with the investment appraisal, but only with the calculation. Only with the calculation. I strongly suggest that also cover the theoretical aspect. Also cover the theoretical aspect. Examiner examine this part of the syllabus anywhere, either section A, section B, or section C, anywhere in the syllabus. Mark my word, investment appraisal and working capital. Investment appraisal and working capital will give you the chance to earn 30% marks, minimum 30% marks in the exam, anywhere in the paper, either section A, B, or C. If you cover minimum side, if you cover very precisely investment appraisal, very comprehensively the investment appraisal and working capital. Very comprehensively means calculations, theory, tricky style of section A, B, all these aspects, you will be able to get 30 marks from these 2 areas of syllabus, investment appraisal and working capital. So first secure your 30 marks to cover all areas, investment appraisal and working capital, and then develop a match to cross 50 marks simultaneously. Forex, business valuation, source of finance, financial management functions, and so on, like this method. So focus point, investment appraisal. Yes, list down what are the topics of the investment appraisal, like basic investment appraisal, then lease or buy decision, like capital rationing decisions, like asset replacement decisions, all these things. Risk and uncertainty, all these things. The calculation aspect, theory aspect, section A or B style, work out accordingly. Number 3, section C, business finance. So you can split the business finance in 2 parts. The business finance in 2 parts. Number 1, cost of capital. And number 2, other than cost of capital. That's dynamics of equity and debts. Dynamics of equity and debts. So you can split the syllabus in 2 parts. First, cover the cost of capital, including calculation and theory. Then other part, debts, equity finance, debt finance, equity finance, rights issue, details, and debt finance, all the structure, the combination of debt and equity, the capital structure, all these things. And do remember, this can examine anywhere, either section A, B, or C. Examiner very much interested with the theory and calculation. So don't ignore the theoretical aspect. Exam scope 10 to 15 marks anywhere in the exam. 10 to 15 marks. Section D, business valuation. business valuation. Do remember that business valuation is an area of syllabus. Examiner examine either section A or B. Very little aspect with the C, sometimes a theoretical aspect, but majority section A or B. One of the OTQ most of the time belongs to this area of the syllabus. One of the OTQ, this area of the syllabus. And you have to cover the things accordingly. That's a combination of theory and calculations. About working capital, I've already told you that investment appraisal and working capital can examine anywhere A, B, and C. And that will give you minimum 30 marks. Minimum 30 marks with all the area of the syllabus. That's the point. Exam scope 15 to 25 marks. It's a calculation of, it's a mix of calculation and mix of theory. That is the point. Risk management. Two things here. Forex, interest. Two things here. Forex, interest. It's a tricky, including calculation and theory. Most about the theory, less about the calculation, and all calculation 3. It includes the theoretical aspect. Examiner examine either section A or B. It's wrong, it's not section C. Only section A or B. Approx 10 to 15 marks. Most frequently, one of the OTQ belongs to that area of the syllabus. Most frequently. Format, you people know that section A, objective test questions, section B, cases of the objective test, and section C, CRQs. These are the 7 types of questions examiner can examine you. And you people know that the format and all these things. Passing rate, I have already discussed you that average passing rate, sometimes it's crossing the 50%, but I must say that's under 45%. What are the common reasons of the failure? This is a very important point to consider here. This is a very important point. We will not only discuss the common reason of failure. In fact, the next slide is that how to overcome these reasons. What are the common reasons? So identify these common reasons and overcome next 15 days. Number 1, not enough practice. I must say not enough exam simulation. You have to simulate the exam. Simulate means practice the question assuming you are sitting in the examination hall. So you will be able to cover this area, not enough practice and the poor time management. Not attempting all part of the question means not carefully read the question. Not able to explain the answer means practicing more about calculation, less about theory. Lack of sufficient knowledge means selected areas of the syllabus, preparation about the selected areas. Panic in the exam. Panic in the exam. That's why simulate means prepare your exam before the exam. Simulate your exam before the exam. So on that basis, if you practice the exam before the exam, you will not in a position of panic in the examination. During the preparation, the wrong approach is that without carefully reading, just read the solution. Just read the solution. And do not try to read every part of the question. That is also the problem. Sir, how to overcome this? Number 1, simulate. You people have good enough material to simulate. Simulate means you have to evaluate your situation. Shut down your room, switch off your mobile, and take out one question, for example, a CRQ of 20 marks. And attempt the question, assuming you are sitting in the examination hall. If you are sitting in the examination hall, what you will do? Number one, time management. For 20 marks, for example, you have 36 minutes. So you have to attempt the question that you are sitting in the examination hall. Stopwatch, fix the timer, 36 minutes, start. Number two, attempt 100% question. Attempt 100% of the question. 100% of the question. Attempt it. That is the point. So either calculation or theory. After 36 minutes, you will identify what is your position. And then match your, even you are not able to attempt 100% question, but then you have to compare your answer with the model answer or the exam suggested answers, and compare yourself that what is my right now position and where should I go for this? What's my destination? Then identify the gap and keep moving. Next question you will do, your position will improve. Believe me, either 7 to 8 times, if you do that, your position will improve and you will be able to meet your exam targets. With that simulation, I will guide you how to manage the time. With that simulation, you will be able to practice the thing, attempt all part of the question. With that simulation, you will be able to explain your answer. Do remember that you people are good enough during the preparation about the calculations, practicing calculations. But for theory, you just read from your tutors, from the videos, from the lectures. You just, sorry, you just listen from the lectures, from the videos. You just read from the books or notes, but you don't do practice. For example, of just thinking for 10 seconds about the theory. What you have done till now for the theory? You just listen from the lectures, you just read from the notes, but not the practice before the exam till now. So next 15 days, assume that 70% of the exam, it's about theory. So you have to practice the theory as well as the calculation. So explanation of the answer, it's also the key component for this. Number three, sufficient knowledge. Means you have to cover entire syllabus, not the cherry picking. If you simulate the thing, you will not be able to panic the exam. If you simulate the thing, you will be able to handle the question, handle the things, how to read the question. So very important thing is that simulate the point. That's the key point. Can you please reply me? Are you people with me? Can you please reply? Are you people with me? That's the point. Okay. Candidates, listen carefully. These are the practice material available. These are the practice material available with the ACCA platform. And more than that, ACCA have also published 3 mock exams with the exact exam structure. 3 more mock exam, exact exam structure. You can, I will provide the link as well, but you can get access from your My ACCA portal as well. So these are more than enough to practice the thing. More than enough. Number 2, for practicing, I will not suggest to practice CRQs. from the Kaplan or another BBB text. Instead, you can practice with these material. That's more than enough. Yes, for section A and B, you can use the Kaplan or BBB one revision cut. But I don't suggest that. For revision, you need to cover the section C questions from Kaplan or BBB text. You can reference Kaplan or BBB for section A or B, but not for section C. These are good enough. Sir, what are these two portions? ACCA with the CB practice platform, available these 6 papers. These 6 papers with the CB format. We will work out with this one of the platform papers, section C, and section A, B as well. And other than CB practice platform, these 7 papers already published and available. Although the full exam available with FM exam 1, FM exam 2, and a specimen. I know that. But these 7 plus 6 plus 3 mocks, that's more than enough. I strongly suggest on a daily basis, you have to attempt or simulate 1 paper on a daily basis and practicing other material, either the book or the Kaplan as well. Keep moving accordingly. Candidates are needed silent for a single minute because the voice of prayers is coming up here. Allahu Akbar, Allah. Allahu Akbar, Allah. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Okay, so finally, before going to in depth about the start practicing of the boot camp, the very important thing is that what are the key points for the success of AFM, for the success of FM exam? Number 1, the knowledge of the entire syllabus plus exam technique. So knowledge, of the entire syllabus, number 1, the key point. Knowledge of the entire syllabus, number 1, plus exam technique. Exam technique here means I will tell you about that, how to manage the time, how to manage the marks. Exam simulation means self-attempt questions, reading material, and the mock exam. You know that the ACCA published the 3 mock exam, including the mock exams plus your evaluation system, whatever you have done, and you complete your exam, ACCA will provide you at same time how much marks you have availed, how much marks you have scored with that particular exam, with that particular mock, and the solution already available. Solution already available. These three things. So it's all the time that you have to attempt accordingly. That's a key point. Now, I don't think so that even there are so many things available for the guidelines. Now it's time to work out accordingly to qualify your exam. Next 15 days, the important thing is that you have to believe on yourself that I can attempt it, and without any carelessness. Now start the working. Let's start the journey for the boot camp. Come on. Now come on. Sir, what is the roadmap according to these boot camps? With that revision boot camp, what we will do, for example, with the today's agenda, with the today's agenda, that day one material, that we will take up a question, a complete comprehensive a complete comprehensive exam of any of the session. For example, I have taken a past paper ACCA March-June 2021 FM exam. We will practice the question. We will practice the question with section C. For example, here is the CB format available. Okay, apologies for this inconvenience. Start once again. So what is the total today's agenda about? Today's agenda, we will work out with the AFM March-June 2021 exam questions, where we will practice with section C question, as well as although ACCA has not published the section A question of March-June 2021, but examiner report mentions some A and B questions. Section A and B questions. So for March-June 2021, we will cover section A type questions, a limited section A type question, a limited section B type questions, and the complete section C question, including this is very much important, including examiner comment. Sir, why we are discussing here the examiner comment? Examiner comment, we are here to discuss that what mistake has done by the students in the previous attempt. From these comments, actually we will be able to identify the examiner expectations and the highlighted mistakes which we must not need to attempt it during the examination. That is the point. Can you all please reply me about the clarity of my voice? Is my voice screen, my video is clear to all of you? That's good. Now come on. We are going to start our particular session with that particular practice question.